Hi friends, my name is Dante. Let's test MediBang. So this is it. This is a program apparently connected to manga and comic book painting drawing, and I know a lot of you friends are into that kind of stuff. So am I, but I am a lot more into like full color stuff. Nevertheless, this is a pretty awesome field to work in. So anyway, let's figure out. I'll of course be testing this program from my point of view. This is literally the first time I launched it. I just logged in using my Google account or whatever. So this is it. I haven't even pressed anything else. I don't know if it works. But yeah, let's just start this program and try to paint something default. And by default, I guess we should define something of default. And I thought a good idea would be to have a default character as a Mecha Girl. Remember the one that we painted kind of a long time ago now? The good thing about this kind of character is that this is a girl, which is fun and cool. She combines mechanical and organic parts, which is awesome to experiment with. We have skin, we have metal, we have soft organic shapes and hard surfaces. So pretty cool stuff to work with, I think. Plus a lot of freedom to search the dynamics of the shape. So let's paint some kind of a Mecha Girl in MediBang. Okay, so illustrate, right? I wonder how much of a difference this is. Yeah, right. How about 6 by 4, 5? Something's wrong here. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. Ooh, I love that by default it has this hue rectangle, the one that I always use everywhere. The most comfortable way to work with, my opinion. Okay, let's move things around a bit. The interface is pretty smooth to adjust. That's good already. Okay, navigator, I don't really appreciate that, so... brush preview. Okay, we may need that. I don't know how exactly the engine works. We can't really combine things when they're floating. Okay, let's make everything the way I'm used to. So color and brush settings are on the right side. There we go. Feeling like home. Maybe a bit more space. Yeah, we don't need a lot of space for... Ooh. Okay, you do that. You do you. I'm trying to find a hotkey to create a new layer, but I'm not successful. So... nope, not gonna give me a hint. Okay. Layer. Add. Okay, there's apparently no... Control J, good enough. Photoshop-like hotkey for cloning the layer. Okay, so what do we got? You're not crashy kind of program, are ya? Oh, this is one of those programs where you can paint with your finger. Alrighty then. Okay, a quick glance through the preferences would be probably useful. Maybe we can make the interface even darker. Environment settings, what the hell is that? Oh wow, there's a lot of curious stuff. Zoom by dragging. Smooth zoom. Drag up, down, left and right. How about up and right, left and down? Pen pressure detection. Wow, there's a lot of like serious attitude about stuff like that. Okay, the brush is changing really slowly, like the size of it. Apparently it's like 1 pixel per time. Usually when the brush size goes higher than 20, it should like skip every 5, every 10 then. Because changing the brush size by 1 pixel when it's already 200, it's not very helpful, it's really slow. Maybe shift plus or control. Oh my, what am I doing? Ooh, just left and right arrows rotate the canvas. How about that? Up and down. It's also doing something, but I don't know what. Oh, it's flipping. The down arrow is flipping. The up arrow doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, it's mirroring. That's what it does. The down arrow. Cool, I guess. I mean, sometimes it would be nice to actually move objects with arrows. But maybe it works like that when you're actually transforming, I don't know. Okay, this is a nice little opacity-based brush, but where's that brush engine? Bring it on. No voice commands, okay. Window. Yeah, about this. This is exactly the way it works in Photoshop, meaning shift-click. Not super useful. In Krita, it's better. Anyway, clean it up. Okay, V key is summoning the transform tool, just the basic move tool. Control T, oh boy, that's okay. Okay, control and click, yep, doing that. Control Alt and click doesn't do the symmetrical thing. Well, it's super subtle things, it doesn't really matter. Okay, enter, it applied. Okay, the basic stuff with transformation works nice. That's always good. Ooh, the paint bucket tool has expand option, that's good. And also filling in using the reference of a canvas or just a layer. Same stuff that we found in Clip Studio Paint, that you can like fill in the sketch with colors. So like this, we create a separate layer underneath the sketch layer, and we can fill it in like that. And you can see how it's creating the expansion with the amount of pixels that I chose, which is a bit too much. Okay, 7 pixels. Yeah, this looks nice. But apparently there is no option to close the gap, which is only taking place in Clip Studio Paint. Krita can't close the gap. Like, when I'm filling in this area, this will be a huge problem. Well, anyway, like, the closing gap thing doesn't really take place. That's all it is. How do I delete a layer? Pressing delete just clears the layer, but the layer itself stays intact. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, I made it too narrow. Okay, let's do a quick sketch. So I gotta say, as far as it goes for now, the program works really fast. But we haven't tried any hardcore brushes in big resolution. Okay, there's a smudge tool I can see. Let's see. Smudge. So yeah, I don't remember if I mentioned it or not. This is free. This is a free program. And also it's on mobile. On tablets and phones. Same kind of program, also free. So that's why I'm excited. It's free, it looks fancy, and it's not horrible as far as I can see already, so... Okay, smudge is more of a smear, but maybe we can set it up differently. Watercolor is just a basic brush with low flow. That's not what watercolor is. Okay, so I have a suspicion that brushes are very simplistic here. Because again, if it's more about comic books and manga, then we don't really need very realistic and texturized kind of brushes. So that makes sense. Okay, any brush settings, or this is literally it. I'm gonna investigate a bit more. Oh, there we go, this is something interesting. Do you blend colors? No, but still, you have pretty nice bristly effect to ya. Yeah, this looks good enough. Oh, good. Right click on the pen also grabs the color from the canvas. Or do I just have some kind of hotkey pinned to the side button? No, by default this is right click, so literally in this program, right click picks up the color from the canvas. What is this gear? Nothing apparently, okay. So this is some kind of snap settings. Ooh, interesting. So this is like an infinite ruler. So all the lines will be at this particular angle. So how do I rotate this? We have to be able to rotate this. What about you? Okay, we're creating a ruler of an ellipse. And we scale it, we move it like this. Oh, this is a pretty cool control for that. And then we just this exact circle. Okay, no extra circles inside. So we can apparently adjust this somehow. Why do we see control points in here? Wow, this feels so interesting. Wow, what kind of brush is this? Creating perfect rectangles of color. So different shapes. Ellipse, polygon. Oh, so this is like the straight line lasso kind of thing, okay. Okay, so some cool and robust tools to create super perfect shapes. That's good for clean line art, right? So we have this. What is this though? Oh, this is mirroring. Cool! And it's such a quick thing, it's always here, just a snap bar. Rotation symmetry pen. That sounds dangerous. Ooh, from any point where I start painting, I'm creating like a star. I don't know why, but it's... You wanna try really hard to find application to this. Number of lines. Oh boy, you can go really hardcore on this. So for some kind of like cool line art, just actual illustration, it would really work cool. So a lot of brushes, they're like super sharp, and they also obviously have some kind of stabilization after you finish the stroke. It changes the thickness and such, and everything looks pretty smooth. Correction. 19. How smooth is this gonna be? Oh, yeah, I can see how it's really making it... taking its time to smooth everything out. No super hardcore settings for stabilization, but as it is, it works pretty nice. G-Pen. I remember that from Clip Studio Paint. So yeah, apparently all the brushes are very basic kind of shapes. Or if it's like even like this, there's not too many options to adjust it, and it's only going to be bristly like this. You can't create your own kind of brush. I may be wrong, of course, but as far as I can see, there's no actual window for like brush settings. Brush control is just this little panel in here that shows some specific settings for every brush. And some of them are like really limited, so each brush is like a separate thing. There's no actual like core brush engine, it's just different brushes. Brush spacing. So this is just to make things work easier. Oh, this is what the pattern looks like. Never would have thought. Okay, so I'm gonna be using this brush since I like something natural and bristly or whatever. And I don't know, let's quickly sketch some kind of character. I'm not sure if I have it in me to paint a whole Mecha Girl, but let's give it a try. Okay, the opacity settings, that's good that we have it really on the surface. Ooh, numbers change these snapping settings. Alright. If you think that's the most important thing, like more important than changing the opacity. But okay. Oh, so this is not really opacity, it's all flow. And opacity it will be for another kind of brush or something. Pencil? Well, pencil works kind of like opacity. And if I lower this thing, yeah, it lowers opacity. Like, this is full opacity kind of brush. Let's probably work with this, at least in the beginning. So let's do some kind of a gesture spotty base. So what I do is I imagine the character right away in my head, and I try to think what kind of gesture, what kind of dynamics I want from this character. I want her to stand really awesomely on the ground, and cool dynamics, and change the everything so much all the time because I'm gonna mess it up. And also, how to quickly recrop the document. C doesn't seem to do it. Okay, I can see crop. Maybe we need to create a selection and then it will just crop using the selection. That sounds like a plan. So vertical is the best way to go with character art. What if I press enter? Nope. I guess we should choose crop. Yep, there we go. I kinda like it actually. Why do we need actual crop tool? We can just use a selection, right? Although, how would we set up the rotation of the crop? That's one thing. But why would you need to rotate the crop if you can just crop and then rotate the image? Okay, let's see. So, down arrow, mirrors. This is kinda nice. And I actually feel like this would be really cool and easy to work with kind of app on the mobile device. So, that's a thing. Changing of the size of the brush is really slow when it's big. Okay, let's actually resize the document to a lot smaller resolution, because it obviously doesn't lag, so we don't need to test that, but it's just that really the fact that I can't quickly change the size of the brush, I have to like hold it down and wait for it until it becomes smaller or bigger, and I really don't want to like turn myself to the sidebar all the time. That's annoying. So let's go with, I don't know, 2K. Vertical 2K. Okay, it's still pretty slow, but whatever. A bit better, I guess. Wow, you're falling a lot. Wow, I really feel like I'm so addicted to certain hotkeys. I really need to set them up now. For instance, lasso should be S. AZ, increasing, decreasing the size of the brush. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, it's really kind of comfortable to work with, like, all the editing tools are pretty fast, which is a lot more important than one might think. Like, all the brushes, you can work with all kinds of, like, simple, plain brushes, but when editing tools are weird, it slows you down and just makes you so uncomfortable with the program in general. The eraser works very weirdly. Like, pay attention, this is so weird if you are kind of like experienced and working with art programs. So right now I set the transparency of the eraser to 50%. If I make the first stroke, it should make everything 50% less opaque. This is what erasing is, right? When I make a second stroke, it should make 50% from that, so everything should be 25%. But in this case, it will make everything completely erased. So it doesn't divide by 2 when it's 50%, it subtracts. This is very unusual, never seen this kind of eraser. I mean, it's really not that bad, there's not a lot of things you expect from an eraser anyway, but that's kind of odd. Wow, I got a bit into it. Okay, so she looks cyberpunk and awesome, with very asymmetrical breasts. Okay, let's see if we can quickly colorize the black and white sketch to continue working in color, and call it done. Half-tone layer. Ooh, so there are layers that are rendered in these dots, like in manga and comic books. Check this out, the whole layer will be rendered like this, as I assume. That's kinda cool. Oh, so it changes the brightness into these things. Well, yeah, that makes sense. But white will be transparent. Oh, that's how it is. It just paints with black. Cool. Interesting. Okay, let's just create a new layer and use it in... maybe overlay. Ugh. Multiply is a lot more. Or just color. Something like that. Do you have color? No, you wouldn't think anyone would use it, would ya? Well, kinda multiply then, I guess. I'm not even gonna try to fit the silhouettes because we don't care about silhouettes, remember? It's still true. Creating this kind of mess will only help us to search better. And the skin base. Okay, and then we just keep working, adding better color on the skin. Not better, just brighter light. Okay, this is another program that makes me confused about how to reset the view of the document. Fit to screen, please. Double tapping on the pen tool doesn't work. As usual, nothing works, so I don't know. Maybe there's a hotkey that I don't know of. But yeah, this is it. A pretty light and fast for what it does program that obviously works well for the comic book artwork and manga. Well, as far as I can tell. Pretty interesting tools with this snapping. That's kind of cool. Oh yeah. Perfect. So anyway, there's that. That's what MediBang is like from my point of view. Hope you find it interesting. Link to download it in the description. And I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe. Tell a friend. MediBang as a verb. Do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. This is not a phase, Ma. This is who I am.